Hey, how's it going, everyone? College football is officially back. We made it through the off-season, and Week 0 already brought the chaos. That Saturday feeling, the grass, the pads, the energy, you can feel it, even from your couch. There were upsets and crazy finishes. Every bit of it matters. Today we're going to dive into the biggest moments and the games that had us on the edge of our seats. College football is here, and it's already wild. Let's get into it. Let's kick things off in Ames, Iowa, a night full of excitement at Jack Trice Stadium, where the Cy-Hawk Trophy was on the line. Iowa State went up against Kansas State in one of the Midwest's biggest rivalries. The atmosphere outside the stadium was already buzzing early on, with thousands of fans in red and purple filling the tailgate areas, bringing burning hope and spirit. The first half? Pure chaos. 4 turnovers happened in just the first 2 quarters, making both teams frustrated and the crowd hold their breath every time the ball came loose. Every time one team started to get going, a mistake immediately turned things around. The ball often slipped out of their hands, players scrambled on the muddy field, and coaches on the sidelines looked worried. Both teams really struggled to hold on to the ball, and every possession felt like a fight for survival. This was classic early season football, ugly, tough, and full of drama. The defense from both teams played incredibly well, making the offense stumble again and again. Every yard felt super expensive, and every hard tackle got cheers from the stands. But after halftime, everything changed a lot. Both teams came out of the locker room with new energy, as if they had found the key to unlock the other team's defense. The game became faster, more aggressive, and more exciting. Iowa State and Kansas State started trading blows, creating drama that made the crowd unable to sit still. The tension grew with every possession. Every down became super important, and state pride was truly on the line. The crowd in the stadium yelled, jumped, and sang, creating an amazing atmosphere. The players on the sidelines also looked tense, waiting for their turn to help out. In the important moments, Iowa State faced a very crucial 4th down situation. The freshman, Rocco Becht, was under huge pressure from the Kansas State defense, but with amazing calm, he threw a perfect pass to Carson Hansen, who managed to catch the ball in the middle of a crowd of opposing players. It was the play that changed everything, a moment where the crowd held their breath, then exploded in cheers. That play turned things around. Iowa State immediately used the momentum, scoring an important touchdown that put them ahead. The Cyclones' defense then played incredibly well, stopping Kansas State's last attack and making sure they won a dramatic game with a score of 24-21. What started as total chaos in the first half turned into a show of bravery and determination in the second half. Rocco Becht, the freshman, proved himself on the big stage, creating a moment that will be remembered all season long. The players on the sidelines jumped for joy, and the coaches hugged each other, celebrating an amazing comeback. The Cyclones showed amazing toughness, trusted their young players, and gave Ames a win that will be remembered for a long time. The Cy-Hawk Trophy was finally lifted high, met with cheers from thousands of loyal fans. That night, Ames became a sea of red, full of pride and happiness. This is why you should never turn off a college football game too soon, because in an instant, everything can change. Every second, every play can be a history maker. A great start to this year's Cy-Hawk story, and a reminder that in college football, miracles are always possible. Over to Las Vegas, UNLV versus Idaho State, Dan Mullen's debut as head coach. Expectations were super high, and UNLV looked great at the start. But Idaho State and FCS team just wouldn't give up. Every time UNLV tried to pull away, Idaho State would answer right back. Suddenly, the lead was shrinking, and the stadium got really quiet. This wasn't the easy win Mullen was hoping for. The game turned into a real nail-biter by the end. Enter Jayden Thomas, UNLV's star. He took over, scoring 147-3. His third score sealed the win, 38-31, and let Vegas breathe again. It was a wake-up call for UNLV. No opponent can be taken lightly. They wobbled but didn't fall, and Thomas proved he's the guy to lean on when things get tough. A shaky, thrilling, but ultimately successful start to the Dan Mullen era. Sometimes just surviving is all that matters. Lawrence, Kansas, Jalon Daniels put on an amazing show against Fresno State. In this action-packed game, Daniels really showed why he's considered one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He looked like a character from a video game, with stats that were just incredible. 18 for 20, 176 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 47 rushing yards. These numbers are just a small part of the story. Daniels was unstoppable. Quick reads, accurate throws, and deadly on the ground. He could read the defense super fast and make the right choices in a blink of an eye. Fresno State's defense had no answers. They tried everything to stop him, but nothing worked. Blitz? He got away. Dropped back? He crushed them. Daniels showed amazing calmness and confidence under pressure. He made it look easy, and Kansas got ahead early, never looking back. Every time he had the ball, it felt like something special was about to happen. The Jayhawks dominated, winning 31-7, and Daniels barely needed to play in the fourth quarter. This just shows how much they controlled the game from start to finish. This isn't the Kansas of old. Under Lance Leipold, they're tough, explosive, and have a real Heisman candidate. Leipold has changed the team's vibe, and you can clearly see the results on the field. Daniels' performance was a statement. Kansas is for real, and nobody wants to face them. Any team playing Kansas needs to be ready for a big challenge. The Jayhawks are no longer the easy team to beat in the conference. They are a problem. Watch out for Kansas this year. Jalon Daniels is a must-watch. With performances like this, the future looks bright for Kansas and Jalon Daniels. To kick off our journey tonight, we're flying to Honolulu, a place where island beauty meets the spirit of college football. Under a mesmerizing sunset sky, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors were ready for a big challenge against Stanford, a strong Pac-12 team with a big reputation. From the first whistle, the atmosphere at Aloha Stadium felt different. The sound of distant waves seemed to mix with the cheers of the crowd, creating amazing energy. But Hawaii started the game a little shaky. An early turnover gave Stanford a golden chance to score a quick touchdown. Stanford quickly took advantage of that mistake, building a lead and putting pressure on Hawaii. But one thing was for sure, the Rainbow Warriors never lost their spirit. They stayed focused, refusing to give up even when they were behind on the scoreboard. The home crowd became the main fuel. Every tackle, every big play was met with roaring cheers. Fans with painted faces danced and sang, giving endless support. On the field, Hawaii's defense started to show its teeth, forcing Stanford to work hard for every yard. Belief started to grow, both on the sidelines and in the stands. With every passing second, the Rainbow Warriors' confidence grew stronger. They knew, as long as there was time on the clock, anything was possible in college football. The second half turned into a fierce battle. Both teams attacked, traded points, and neither wanted to give in. Every down became crucial. Every yard felt so important. The game's intensity grew, making everyone in the stadium hold their breath. The score was tied 20-20, and time was almost up. Hawaii got the ball for one last chance. All eyes were on the field, hope and tension mixed together. The players huddled up, planning their strategy for the game-winning drive. No one wanted to let this opportunity slip away. Quarterback Braden Shager stayed calm under pressure. He led the offense with confidence, setting the pace of the game and making sure every step his team took was precise. Accurate passes and smart decisions brought Hawaii closer to the end zone. With only a few seconds left on the clock, Hawaii had to make a big decision. They put the game's fate in the foot of Matthew Shipley, their star kicker. Shipley took a deep breath, calming himself amidst the cheers of thousands of fans. The snap was good, the hold was perfect, and Shipley kicked with all his strength and belief. The ball soared through the air, everyone held their breath, and the ball went through the uprights just as time ran out. Chaos erupted in Honolulu. Hawaii players ran onto the field. Fans jumped with joy, and the atmosphere went wild. They had just beaten a big team from the mainland, at the last second, in front of their family and friends. Tears of joy, hugs, and laughter filled the field. The players celebrated a victory earned through hard work and a never-give-up spirit. This moment will always be remembered as one of Hawaii's college football miracles. Hawaii proved that early mistakes aren't the end of everything. They fought for a full 60 minutes, showed true character, and finally delivered a dramatic win that will be remembered forever. This is why we love this sport, full of surprises, emotions, and unforgettable moments. Congratulations to the Rainbow Warriors, who have written a new chapter in Hawaii's football history. What an amazing way to end Week 0, with magic, courage, and a victory celebrated by the entire island. And that was just 0 week. Last-second kicks, crazy performances. College football is back in all its chaotic glory. If this was the appetizer, imagine what's coming in Week 1. Every Saturday is a gift. and the journey to has just begun. We'll be here all season covering all the craziness, and don't miss a second. Thanks for watching. Here's to a wild season ahead.